Isn't this a job for the serfs? As duty demands.
Dude, her eye is crazy. Can you guys hear that? I'm getting yelled at for not fulfilling the petting quota in the last 5 minutes.
Let's see.
Alright, he's burning and poisoned. Let's try
wicked
giving her a
thought.
turn and see if she can hit him.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Good shot. And that's everything. And no Tramus. Alright, quick save. Another diary. Bear beds made from metal sheets swinging back and forth on rusted chains. Whoever's forced to sleep on them, it would not take much for them to fall. These cages have been placed in plain view of the beds. Inside are traces of blood and excrement. Inspect the poster. Perception
My
80.
house would be
The
proud of
grease-stained
me.
edges of the poster detach ever so slightly. It appears it was frequently removed and rehung. Tear it off and look behind it. There's a box of goodies. A shank and an auto pistol. The beds here are bolted to the floor. Some have thin, torn bed sheets and tattered pillows. Now, why was the Grenadier Guard working with the prisoners that attacked me? Flak chest piece. Force grenade. Stub revolver.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
I got pulled into that fight before I was able to look at this. Venerable Optimates, the best among us. The list is faded, but the names are barely legible.
You are outdated and suboptimal. Suffer deterioration and requires modification.
Funnily enough, I've grown rather attached to the old thing. Have patience. Someone will shoot me any minute now, and then you'll have your chance to upgrade me.
This Explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Tech.
The machine gun runs
What lies beyond?
My brethren, the dawn is nigh. These Optimates will guide us into a new existence. You gonna fight us right here? The Navigator can blast all of you in this position. Yes, dear brethren, have a taste of my steel. Oh, how I've longed for this, my dear brethren. Hey? Oh, wait. 3 of them killed the other 3 of them. Thank the throne, normal-looking faces. We thought we were going to die here with these nutters. Oh, they were playing along. That's why they said brethren in quotes. The old man with a gap-toothed smile drops his weapon and holds out his hands in a placating gesture. Please don't shoot us, your nobleness. Let us speak a word. Well, this is a welcome change, talking before shooting. Still, Lord Captain, the look of this ragtag bunch hardly inspires trust. I came across a void ship in the system belonging to your associates. They told me interesting things about you and your planned escape. The man grunts, huffs, and then makes up his mind. Well, now that's out of the bag. Our fellows were supposed to come get us a long time ago, but they got tied up somewhere. Void Kraken's gullet with them, and all this time we had to wait. This happened. Pardon me for trying to pull the synth wool over you. It's just that we want nothing to do with this whole warden nonsense. So what now? Will you let us go? Idira cracks her neck. Sure, no problem. Today you tell us a little lie. Tomorrow you stick a torpedo in our side from that ship of yours. If it doesn't fall apart the moment our helmsman sneezes in its general direction. Give me a reason not to execute you on the spot. Here's the deal. We're honest, quiet inmates. We didn't want to riot, but well, sitting it out wasn't really an option either. The warden's lapdogs made short work of those who refused to join the festivities, so we had to, you know, play along. But that's all it was. Play. We never meant no offense to Governor Medna, nor to the lawful authority of House Winterscale. Give us a chance. We just want to wait till everything blows over so we can go back to our cells and quietly do the rest of our time. Pascal inquires demurely. Does the fact that this serf is presently confined and therefore has previously betrayed the trust of the Imperium servants need to be vocalized? Or is it evident to the late persons uninitiated to the sacred mysteries of logic? A repentant, honest heretic. How novel. Judging by Abelard's tone, the seneschal is utterly unimpressed by the old man's ingratiating monologue. The low-born speech is mottled with colors that conceal his true darker hues. The old man has a long history of lies, and he is using his wiles on us as well, but I see no foul corruption or ill intent in his words. Tell me about the warden and the riot. Ha! Why soil your tongue talking about that heretic, but if you insist. Here's how it is. The warden of this here prison, the Honorable Master Casteglia, was a crackpot from the start. The previous warden ran things the proper way. Prayer, 1 meal a day, work, a punch in the chompers from the guards, work again. But the new one, do you know what his first decree was? He introduced lunches and dinners. By the 9 devils, that's 3 meals a day. The man was obviously stark raving mad. What? Things went downhill from there. The guards quit it with the teeth punching. The warden forbade them. Instead, the overseers started counting which prisoners were digging up more things in the quarry or swinging their pickaxes harder and whatnot. And then, would you believe it, they put together a list of best workers. And if someone on that list showed good behavior, then they'd get promoted to an optimate. That's the upper crust among jailbirds. Or that's how it was at first. Then, the warden decided it's the optimates, not the guards, who should be in charge of punishments. And then it wasn't the overseer's job to watch the prisoners work, it was the optimates. Well, let me tell you, that's when the goody two-shoes really started to shine. The guards aren't even in the same league as our dear fellows, the optimates. In the old days, we had maybe 5 or 10 stiffs kicking it a week. Now, we'll be lucky if it was only 50. And that wasn't even the end of it. Warden Casteglia moved out of his chambers to live right in the quarry under the dome. And I think something in this new home really scrambled his brain. He began spouting the wildest things, like the optimates are saints who will behold the truth, and he started taking them to the quarry. Not all of them returned. The ones who did, you wouldn't recognize them, more beast than man. They were butchering people left and right, even guards, and overseers. The warden himself had armed them. And that's the whole sob story, but I know it from the moment he let us have dinners. Oh, this won't end well. Huh. If this was Dragon Age, I would think the quarry had red lyrium and it made people go insane. But it's not, so I have no idea what's in the quarry making people go insane. Adira nods knowingly. The old cadre's right. Whenever nobles start giving handouts to commoners, things always go wrong. She notices your look and catches herself. I mean that with all due respect, your lordship, no offense intended. Consider your request denied. Now die. Wow, that was very organized.
They will see. Oh,
Demolish.
yes, indeed.
Woo!
They all will see. How intriguing.
Goods. What's the cape? When the wearer uses Endure, they immediately remove burning, poison, or bleeding. I got one person here with Endure. It's this guy. Okay. Gas Cloud, Diviner's Staff. What is consign? It won't let me read it. To the main level.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
Clumps of dust, but no trace of weapons or gear. The storage has not been used in some time. To the main level. What? Oh. Okay.
Patience! My nerves are frayed!
Successful.
Lore Warp 61.
Over.
The symbol before you bears a familiar scent, that of the dark forces of chaos. Prison guard key. Severed human body parts. Yeah, I see that. Judging by the number of horrid morsels, dozens of victims were slain here. What?
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Let's see, F5. Where's those diaries? Let's see. Prison Diary of Audie Shawn, Part 1. Grokshite. Why me? Why? I missed my tithe payment 12 years ago. 12 years! The inspector's writ got lost somewhere in the bowels of the Planetary Administratum and was lying there this whole time, but they made sure to remember to tack on the fines every month. By the time they found the blasted paper and finally informed me, the total sum was so obscene it would take 3 generations of my descendants if I had any to pay it off. My fate was sealed. Trial, sentence, prison, all because of some draft rotter who shoved my paper in the wrong box. To be fair, I think I got off pretty easy. My bed in the barracks is about as hard as that slab of rockreed I got at home. Working in the quarry isn't much tougher than my old job, and the rules void take me. That old sob that governs Rykad Minoris is a bloody sadist by comparison. It's a strange old place. If I hadn't been beaten once, I haven't been beaten once yet. The guard barks orders all the time, but they never hit us. They also got this kind of inner circle of special chosen prisoners. The optimatum, they call it. If you can get in, Emperor's my witness, you get an actual day off. They let you go out of your cell and go into the yard by the big barracks. And I tell you what, they let you rest there and feed you better than whatever swill they're giving us in the canteen. They told me it's to improve motivation and all that, to foster stronger desire to reform and become a worthy servant of the Imperium once more. But I know it for what it is. It's just a club for the Warden's favorites. The same story as everywhere else, suck up to the people in power and get some swanky perks. They say the whole thing was the Warden's idea. Funny man, our Warden. He looks more noble than nobility itself. Tall, groomed, teeth even, eyes burning, boots so polished you could see yourself when you move to lick 'em. But that nutter doesn't much want people licking his boots. He walks around looking like he's deep in thought, all right, with only a couple of guards to decide, and he sometimes, if you can believe it, talks to prisoners. What's your name, he asks all quiet like. Why were you condemned? Do you feel remorse? He never even yells at no one, never orders have him flogged. Instead, he doles rewards out to the special ones. Keeps telling us things like how we should strive to make society believe in us again. Whatever you say, Master Warden. Starting tomorrow, I'll be trying to join these optimists of yours. I'm stuck in here till the day I die, and that means no return to society for me. But, with the Emperor's help, I might just join the ranks of the local elite. That's part 3. Part 2. Ha ha ha! I swear the Emperor hasn't forsaken me. Guess who just came down the shuttle gangway among the fresh batch of prisoners? Clenson Throne-damned Willia. Former administrative clerk. No, the clerk. The very same scum who lost the writ about the missing payment. He's the reason I'm in this hole. Don't know what they threw him in for, but I've never felt better in my life. He's not just behind the same bars as me, he's fresh meat. And I'm a venerable optimate, respected by everyone in the colony. The Warden just came up with a new improvement. From now on, anyone who underperforms, misbehaves, or causes trouble any other way is to be punished by the community. Specifically, by the local best and brightest. Yours truly, the Optimates. The last 2 sods who failed to meet quota were stripped naked, whipped, and thrown into cages in the big barracks. That's where they have to eat, sleep, and shit now with everyone watching. I thought to myself then, that isn't right, but they've taken these punishments too far. But now, oh, just you wait, you piece of grokshite. I'll get you something. Those cages are calling your name. Part 3. I'm scared. I should have known all that charity from the Warden was going to bring nothing but trouble. No noble, no matter how barmy, would pull something of the sort, but that man. It started with the little things. The Warden would come by to talk. So he did. Except he used to ask us questions before, and now he was mostly gushing sermons. Some gibberish about a path to purgation. The sanctity of sacrifice. Seeing with blinded eyes. I listened and nodded. Yes, Master Warden. Of course, Master Warden. He could say whatever rubbish he wanted, as long as the tasty Optimate meals kept coming. I thought everyone else was doing the same, nodding just to please the big man. I was wrong. After that, people in the barracks started yapping on about purgation and blindness too. Apparently, us Optimates were no longer just the Warden's favorites. We were, Emperor forgive me, prophets of some kind. We were meant to save the rest of this sorry lot, or awaken them, or make them see. Some rubbish along those lines. People were now supposed to make sacrifices to Optimates. Yesterday, the sapt who slept in the bed under me in the first year here cut off his own damn ear and crawled on his knees toward me. He handed me the ear and begged me not to forsake him when the fateful hour came. What in the throne am I supposed to do with an ear? Why is everyone, every single one, staring at me all the time? The Warden said the time was nigh, that fate had truly great things in store for the Optimates. I went to look for how my friend Clinson was doing. He hadn't spoken for 3 months ever since I had all his top teeth ripped out. He spoke today. He looked straight at me and said, "Dead man." I kept hitting him until it hurt me. Now my fist and feet are all bruised. Half the barracks stood there and watched and prayed. I'm scared. They prayed while you beat the crap out of someone? Oh my god. To the main level. Okay, so that's a shortcut now open. A corpse in a uniform decorated with the winter scale coat of arms. The dead guard did not even have time to draw a weapon. The attack must have come as a surprise.
What lies beyond?
To the pit. Many words much read, must buy game. It's good so far. The accretions of the outside of the structure indicate some regularly occurring natural phenomenon. Possibly poison gas
In
emissions.
this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Medicaid 80%. The evidence suggests the victim was killed by poison gas. The glass-making furnace was used to melt the extracted sand into glass. I feel like any step now, all these guys are going to attack me.
One step at a time amidst the madness.
Warden Casteglia. I told you, Evie, they're hiding so much from us. Arrogant mentors, holy brothers and sisters, what have they ever given us? Nothing but a pile of fibs and useless admonitions. The voice of the man sitting with his back to you almost sounds soft. Heedless of everything but what is in front of him, he leans over a prisoner dressed in expensive clothing. But Aurora, she's different. She spoke with me like no one ever had before. She revealed the truth to me, and now I can reveal it to you. If you just stop struggling for 1 minute. What? The man finally realizes he's not alone and turns to you. He is clutching a long, thin metallic rod with blood dripping off of it. We have guests. From the Von Valencia ship, I would wager? Evie, my dear, you will have to wait. Do not faint, I beg of you. It is important that you feel everything, including your other eye. Oh god, he ripped one of her eyes out. As the warden is speaking, a strange sensation draws your attention towards the ground, specifically an open pit in the loose dirt. A single word spontaneously surfaces in your mind. Cradle. The pit itself does not appear... Thank you. Does not appear to be of much interest, but at some point it housed something of great importance. Something faintly familiar to you. The warden's words are suddenly drowned out by a chorus of voices in your head. The entity that still dwells in the recesses of your mind rejoices in a cacophony of cries. This place, it holds great significance for the entity. In the frantic chanting of the voices, you can almost make out words that speak of the ancient grave, one that was opened, for it contained a priceless treasure. A most coveted prize that was retrieved by the faithful after a centuries-long search. Such dreadful shades. Cassia recoils and covers her mouth. The colors of this place, they are putrescent to the core. And these people, their colors are oozing with madness and despair, pain and doom. Who is that on the table? My sincerest apologies. Where are my manners? Please allow me to introduce Yvain Winterscale, the younger son of Caligos Winterscale in the flesh. Thank you. Oh, when he said Evie, that's Yvain. So that's the noble guy he's ripped an eye out of. You know, he was so close to witnessing the truth right before you interrupted our little chat. All right, chat, my wife was kind enough to bring me lunch. I'm gonna wash my hands because I was petting Chip a bunch earlier. I will be fine. Okie doke. Next. How dare you, contemptible peasant! For every drop of noble blood you spill, you will pay 100-fold more. Cassia turns to you for support with an expression that is equal parts indignant and frightened. Abelard shakes his head somberly. That poor fool. I knew nothing good would come of his naive attempt to negotiating with heretics. However, Yvain appears to still be alive. If we make haste, we might yet save him. Having a scion of House Winterscale in your debt would certainly prove beneficial. What madness have you wrought in this prison? Do you truly want to know? His mind, he becomes more animated and runs a hand through his matted hair. You note it has become some time since he last trimmed his nails. This was my garden, where I tried to grow the seedlings of a beautiful future. This was before I realized there is no future, not in the sense ordinary people understand. We are too attached to this life, to the limitations of our weak bodies, to the short-sightedness of our eyes that can scarcely see. It is all so insignificant. The true future lies beyond real space, and the only way to reach it is through a cleansing sacrifice. Do you understand? You know, we had this guy once. He was a quiet one. One day he walked into a middle deck bar, threw one back, and then pulled out a gun and started shooting people left and right without saying a word. Then he shoved the barrel in his mouth and blew his brains out. Our warden here has exactly the same look in his eyes right now. Jesus. That's pitch. There's something special about it, is there not? An item of value was once buried there? Now tell me, Warden, what was the item, and who took it from here? The Warden's gaze bores into you, then he smiles at the corners of his lips. You are too late, enemy of the truth. This bastion has already fulfilled its great purpose. You will never find the trail of the reclaimed relic that now rests in the hands of the devout. Aurora was felled by my hand. You have nothing to hope for. Surrender. He laughs hoarsely. You barely know what you're talking about, don't you? You may have killed Aurora's mortal shell, but the prophetess is far more than her body. One day you will meet her other fearsome form, and you will know the sheer folly of your triumph. He suddenly stirs like a predatory beast. I do not like it when people take the prophetess Aurora's name in vain. I desire your death, enemy of the truth. The warden raises his hands, and the main people start thrashing about in their death throes. The time for words has passed. Optimus, give your power to this harbinger of Aurora. Let our foes see the truth or become awash in blood. Okay, I think he just killed that one, and that one, but I think our dear noble friend, yeah, he's still twitching. I think he's still alive.
Oh, what an amusing attempt at defiance.
Shoot your characters in the battle. Pascal. Alright, quick save, and start battle. For once, let's give Cassia an extra turn. And use it to... Oh, what? The scream is being kinda weird, I guess because of the slope she's on. Oh, I hope that didn't hit a vein. Are you good? Okay, he's moving. I'm not actually sure if I have to worry about hitting him with, like, friendly fire or anything.
Indeed. It will be done.
Endure. Alright, Argenta. Alright,
I'll
run
do
and
it.
gun for an extra move.
I will not. Faith without deeds is worthless. Strike is a prayer.
She takes down 2
Doubt is for the weak.
and gives herself a permanent buff.
Is a reward.
Will do. Anything else? Be gone.
I don't know why he took it. I think there might be a mechanic, like when someone dies from fire, it hurts friendlies around them or something, because he took 12 damage, and I don't know why, from him exploding.
On it.
Let's see. Give Haskell an
I am
extra
a
turn.
navigator, not a servitor.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
He dodged it. Unfortunate. Can I make him move back a square to get attack of opportunity? Yes, I can.
I'm
Ow.
enraged.
Request approved.
He has a stack of Disturbed from the Warden. Looks like it's better to shoot this guy than melee him. He's got really high parry.
We function as one.
Medicae.
A genius at work.
Give Argenta a turn.
I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's
Oh,
judgment.
crit.
As the Emperor
I thought that was just gonna
commands,
take him to
I
half
act.
health. Oh wow, I didn't even see this guy. Okay, he's wounded. Wait, what? That guy just killed the Warden. I think he was shooting at me over and over and over, but every time he missed so badly, he hit his teammate and killed him. Hit him 3 times.
I took care of this one. At your beck and call.
Tried to taunt him, I don't know if it worked. Alright, so this machine brought him back to life, so guessing I need to destroy it or something.
Faith without deeds
Try to
is
finish off the
worthless.
sniper. Got him.
Doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor commands, I act. I refuse. God,
She
Emperor,
cannot get
move
line of sight to
through
hit the
me.
lens.
Be the fire in my heart.
Brace yourself, Avalon.